Hey guys, so today I'm going to be removing this blue black dye from my ends in the front. I have bleached ends underneath this blue black dye in the front, and I'm going to remove that. I actually applied the blue black dye all over my head, but I'm going to focus on the front just to remove the dye from the ends, because every time I wash it, it fades out, and I loved it, but now I'm over it because it's like kind of high maintenance. So I'm going to try to go back to my blonde ends, and I'm using Color Oops Extra Strength. I did watch a few videos on YouTube just to see how to use this. So we'll get started and see what happens.
Round it. Hey, love is everything.
The boy is mine.
Okay, so here I am reading the directions. If you did not notice, there are two parts to this Color Oops. Part one, you mix inside of part two's bottle, and then once you get every little bit of that part one out, you're going to replace the cap and you're going to shake it. It says to shake away from your face. The cap is still sealed because you are going to see me have to cut the tip off, but you're going to shake it for like 30 seconds to make sure that everything is combined thoroughly.
If that's a fact, then I'll be more than you ever could dream of. If all you need is my time, I could be wrong, but I feel like something could be going on.
So right here I am sectioning off the top half of my hair from the back. I am not focusing on the back as much as I am focusing on the front to try to get these ashy ends together and try to remove as much color from my ends in the front as possible. And so that's what you see me doing here, trying to separate so that I make sure I use as much product on the front of my hair as possible. Make sure you protect your clothing, protect your work area so that the Color Oops won't get anywhere else, because I guess it can take the color out of your fabrics as well. So I did grab a towel and pin that on myself, and now I don't know what I'm doing. I disappeared for a bit. Let's see what I come back with. Alright, so I came back with a shower cap, and the box does come with like a little baggie, but I wanted to make sure that I had like extra support for all of this hair. I also am not using the gloves that came with the bag, only because I wanted something that were a little more form-fitting to my hands. And so now I am putting on those gloves and getting ready to apply the product to dry hair, which also is in the directions. All right, so now we're getting to the nitty gritty, and we are applying the product to the hair. Like I said, I'm focusing on the ends to ensure that I use as much product on the ends to try to remove as much of that blue black dye. And you can see in certain clips that a lot of my ends are more bluish because it just picked up more of that pigment, because my ends were originally blonde when I first applied this semi-permanent dye to my hair. And I am just pretty much rubbing it in. So if you have not watched any videos on this This stuff does have a very strong smell. I couldn't figure out what it was because I've been so far removed, but my husband was like, it smells like a perm in here. And I was like, oh my God, it does smell like a perm in here. And so, yeah, it definitely smells like a perm, but like worse. While I was applying it, it didn't smell that strong, but now in hindsight, my hair 3 days later now still smells like it, and I have washed it so many times, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways, so right now, like I said, I'm just applying the product to my ends as thoroughly as possible to try to really get it in there, because with locks, of course, you have hair that is all like kind of like in layers, if you will, and I wanted to try to get it through as many layers as possible. So that's what I'm doing now.
Without the reason they got someone to care for. Maybe all you need's a shoulder to cry on. If that's a fact, then I'll be more than you ever could dream of. If all you need is more time, I could be wrong, but I feel like something could be going on.
You will also see with this good old sunlight that some of my ends are my natural color as well, like that brownish color, and that is simply because I stopped putting that semi-permanent dye on my hair, kind of like because I was tired of it basically, and I didn't want to keep reapplying it. However, some of that dye was still very much stuck in the blonde portions of my hair, or previously blonde portions of my hair, and that again is what I'm trying to remove. I'm going through like a second time to try to apply more product to it because I still had so much left, and again, I want to make sure I get as much in there as possible. And this process probably took about 15 to 20 minutes. Read the directions and definitely do what you're most comfortable with, but this is what I felt like needed to be done.
Love is everything.
The boy is mine.
Whew. So finally done. Now putting on the little baggie that came with the Color Oops box, and just trying to trap some of that heat in. I'm also going to add the other shower cap that I got earlier, and then I'm going to add a bonnet to even trap more heat, and let process for 20 minutes. So it's been probably about 30 minutes, and now here is the reveal. I was very underwhelmed. This was not the results that I saw other people get, and I am wondering if it was a combination of things, such as the other videos that I watched. Those girls were loose naturals, and additionally this was some dye that was not freshly done, and it was semi-permanent dye. So I think all of those things actually played a factor in why I didn't get as much color removed. But I can say that after I shampooed it, more color came out, but it still did not take me back to what I was expecting. Now I considered briefly to re-put the bag back on and let it sit longer, but I was like, okay, Ashley, just go ahead and shampoo it out because you don't really know what's gonna happen. So just go ahead on and shampoo it out and see what happens. And that's what I'm doing now. I decided to shampoo out the front in the sink to just kind of see as much or try to get an idea of how much color was being removed from it, and then I'll transition to the shower. The directions say to shampoo for the first time for 20 minutes, and that's what I'm doing here. And I'm gonna spare y'all, you're not gonna have to watch all of this, and then I'll come back with the results after I transition to the shower, which the directions say to shampoo later for 5 minutes, twice for 5 minutes, so 5-minute increments. But I actually shampooed more than that because I felt like I kept smelling it. So yeah. Alright, so I'm done in the shower and here are the results. I can definitely see a change. Again, it's not drastic, but it did strip some color out, and so I'm not completely disappointed. I feel like I can work with this. So this is 2 days. I did the color remover on Saturday. This is now Monday. It removed majority of like the black, but it kind of kept the like blue greenish tint going on. I'm coming back now because I did a moisture mask with coconut oil and honey, because the color remover, Color Oops, is very drying. I definitely felt like my hair was super dry afterwards. So I meant to do a mask yesterday, didn't get a chance, so I did it today. I kept it in for like 4 hours. And then I shampooed it out. I use, let's see here. I use the LOCS and Tingling growth shampoo. And if that doesn't come up clear, I'll insert a picture of it. And then I also use the Cream of Nature activated charcoal. This is normally very strong for me. I only use this because the Color Oops, if you have not heard, smells really bad. It smells really bad. It actually doesn't smell. Wash that shampoo off my hands. It actually doesn't smell as bad. And right now I'm about to oil my hair with the Signature Growth Oil Peppermint. But it actually doesn't smell, it didn't smell that bad when I was doing the Color Oops. But I just kept smelling it. I was nervous because the smell was so strong that I hadn't washed it all out. And so I knew I was gonna shampoo my hair again after Saturday. And when I did the mask today and washed it or shampooed it out, it seemed like it reactivated the smell. And I don't know, like, I hope I don't ever have to use it again. So like that side probably came out a little more. So yeah, but I hope I never have to use it again, in all honesty. I didn't see a lot of videos on people using it that had locks. So, and I did see a lot of videos of like Loose Naturals using it. And so I do feel like that probably was more effective on Loose Naturals hair versus LOCS. But we'll see. Like I said, it definitely came out some. And apparently it's better to use on freshly dyed hair, like when you like make a mistake or whatnot. But it is what it is. So that's my experience. I'm now just braiding my hair so that it can have some texture. I'm not going to retighten my hair until in 2 weeks. Until 2 weeks, because I have an event, a family function that I need to attend, and I want my retie to be fresh. So yeah, but I did want to come up here and kind of give an update. This wasn't really the plan. It was just like, let me just tell them what like happened or what my actual experience was, just in case, you know, someone else is looking to do this method to remove any dye, and you know, you are at least prepared to not have the complete results that you want or whatnot. Like, I definitely think it worked, but how well it worked on my hair, I was expecting to see like blonde tips, because before I added the blue black semi-permanent dye to my hair, it was blonde tips. So, and I think that was the other thing, like it's supposed to be like permanent dye or something. Either way, I still tried it because I plan on bleaching my hair, and so I wanted to try to get as much of that black out. And like I said, I hope that I don't have to utilize this method again, because it really stinks in here. Like, it's been 2 days and I ain't with it, shawty. I'm just really not with it. So yeah, but that's it, guys. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments, and stay tuned, because I will record me bleaching my hair. I already have one video on this channel where I bleached my hair and dyed it, but this time I'm just like, I'm contemplating bleaching all of my hair. This will be the first time I've ever bleached all of my hair, and I'm a pretty big fanatic in coloring and bleaching my hair ever since, like, even when I had natural hair. Was I still getting perms then? Dang, was I still getting perms then? I was still getting perms then when I first, yeah, I was. When I first colored my hair, I was a senior in high school. And that was in 06. So, and I did like a red rinse. So it wasn't really coloring, but you know, that was something to me, girl. And then like after that, it was just like a constant, like every year I color my hair. So I'm a pretty big fanatic in coloring my hair, but I've only done like half, like the front half. Never done my whole entire head. Actually, I'm lying. I did my front half, and then I did like a few rows in the back at the bottom before, but like not my entire head as far as like bleaching it. So I have dyed my entire head before, obviously, because I just did the blue black, but not you know, bleaching it. So that's that. But like I said, if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. I'm doing a quick little putting a few braids in here so I can do a braid out, because that is like one of my go-tos. If I feel like pipe cleaner rolling it, feel like doing that with some pipe cleaners, I will, but I haven't done them on my hair in a while. So maybe one day I feel like doing it, because I really do love those results. And one thing about braid outs and pipe cleaner curls is that they will last as long as you want them to last, until like your next wash day. So, you know, whatever that looks like for you as far as your regimen goes, it's definitely a great you know, style to have. Add some texture or whatnot to your hair. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful to you at all, please consider subscribing and like this video, and I'll see you when I am bleaching my hair.